Do you know why raccoons wash their food? And why do they love cleanliness so much? Perhaps it's because they dislike where they live, what they do, what they eat or hunt, and whether they truly need to hunt at all. This video will take you into the fascinating world of these special creatures. Raccoons are carnivorous mammals belonging to the raccoon family. Within this family, scientists distinguish the following species. The main one is the common raccoon, which is divided into 22 subspecies, including the crab-eating raccoon, the Cozumel raccoon, and the Guadalupe raccoon, which we will discuss later. The body length of this animal ranges from 45 to 60 centimeters. The weight of different species varies from 2 to 12 kilograms. And in some particularly gluttonous individuals, this figure can reach up to 20 kilograms. A raccoon's body resembles that of a small dog or fox, but its paws have pads and longer digits, which at first glance look somewhat like human palms. Thanks to this special structure, along with their flexible limbs, raccoons have excellent grasping abilities. A raccoon's tail is long, while its face is rather short. All raccoon species have similar grey fur and head shapes. The habitat of all raccoon species is mainly in the Americas, but a few common raccoons were introduced to the Eurasian continent, not by Noah on his ark, but by a German named Hermann Göring, who served as the Third Reich's head of forestry at the time. He introduced several common raccoons to Germany, and from there they escaped into the wild during the war, later spreading to other parts of Europe, including France. As for the crab-eating raccoon, it is only found in Central and South America. The Cozumel and Guadalupe raccoons can only be found in limited areas of North and Central America. The first human records of this animal can be found in the writings of Christopher Columbus. From that time on, scientists began to debate which category they belonged to. Some argued that raccoons were a type of dog. Others believed they were badgers. Some called them cats. And there were also opinions that this cute animal was a bear. It wasn't until the late 18th century that they were classified into a separate genus, Procyon, which means before the dog. Raccoons are distant relatives of bears, and their closest relatives are the long-nosed species of the Procyonidae family, such as coatis and kinkajous. Raccoons usually live in forests and are particularly fond of areas near water sources. Their excellent adaptability helps them easily acclimate to new environments. Raccoons can often be seen in suburbs, cities and parks, where they easily steal things from humans and benefit from it. The first type of raccoon we will discuss is the common raccoon. The native home of the common raccoon is considered to be North and Central America, from where they were brought to the Eurasian continent as mentioned earlier. Due to their ability to adapt quickly to the environment, they have spread throughout the continent. At home, this animal is often found in the Caucasus region and by the East Sea. Common raccoons living in northern latitudes, unlike their southern relatives, are hibernators. Before sleeping, they consume a large amount of food and gain significant weight. Their weight at this time can increase 2 to 3 times, reaching up to 20 kilos. Common raccoons eat a lot and then enter a long sleep. A characteristic feature of a raccoon's coat is that 90% of its composition is a very thick undercoat, whose main function is to keep the body from getting cold in the water. Their legs are short with well-developed toes, to the point that their footprints resemble human handprints. A raccoon's paws have thousands of sensory receptors, allowing them to identify objects without seeing them. In water, the sensitivity of these receptors is enhanced, which is perhaps why raccoons love washing everything so much. The fur of a raccoon, regardless of the species, is greyish-brown, but the length of the fur varies. The crab-eating raccoon, which lives in Central and South America, has the shortest fur, while the other species have much longer and thicker fur. Although raccoons are classified as carnivores, they are in fact omnivores. This animal does not refuse plant-based food. In the spring and early summer, they eat a protein-rich diet, mainly consisting of frogs, snakes, lizards, mice, and even birds. In the latter half of summer and fall, they switch to eating grasses, nuts, and roots. As for the Cozumel raccoon, like the Guadalupe species, they are endemic, found only in North or Central America and living in a quite limited area. Although raccoons are not aggressive animals, you cannot consider them timid either. Furthermore, they have self-defense instincts from a very young age. At 3 months old, when faced with danger, they will growl threateningly and even bite. If you attack an adult raccoon, it will fight back fiercely, with actions like growling, biting, and scratching. But if it has a chance to avoid a fight, the raccoon will take it immediately. Upon seeing an enemy from a distance, it will try to flee, and if it cannot, the raccoon might resort to a slightly cowardly tactic, playing dead. If this technique fails, it will fight, using its claws, teeth, and natural dexterity to defend itself. Typically, a raccoon's home is located near a water source. They often choose tree hollows as their dens, with the entrance diameter of the hollow being between 12 to 20 centimetres and located about 30 centimetres from the ground. Finding a raccoon's home is not difficult. The bark on the trunk is heavily scratched, and many of their hairs can be seen on it. Besides their main shelter, raccoons have many other hiding spots for backup, but they prefer to sleep in their main den. If a suitable tree hollow is not available, they might live in rock crevices, among fallen logs, or even in a pile of dry branches. They might also find an abandoned burrow, such as a badger's, as raccoons cannot dig their own. Raccoons are very adaptable, so their homes are often located near human settlements, in orchards or even in parks, as long as they find it enjoyable. Once a raccoon has chosen a territory, it rarely moves more than 1.5 kilometres away from it, unless there is an extremely compelling reason, such as searching for a mate or finding a better food source. The duration of a raccoon's hibernation depends on how long the cold weather lasts. Canadian raccoons hibernate the longest for about 4 to 5 months, while raccoons in the southern parts of North America do not hibernate at all. In late February and early March, when male raccoons feel it's time to reproduce, they will search for a mate. This is almost the only reason for a raccoon to leave its territory. They detect a receptive female by her scent. Their courtship process is very quick. Arrive, see, conquer, and win. After mating, the male raccoon will leave to continue searching for other females, while the female will stay alone and carry the pregnancy. Before giving birth, the female raccoon becomes extremely aggressive, chasing away all relatives from the surrounding area. The gestation period lasts for about 60 days. The female gives birth in her den to a litter of 2 to 5 kits. It has been observed that raccoons in the north produce more offspring than their southern relatives. Newborn kits are born blind and deaf, weighing no more than 75 grams. Raccoon kits start trying solid food at the 9th week, when their milk teeth emerge, but they will leave the den earlier under their mother's supervision. The young communicate with their mother through sounds, which can be whistles or loud cries depending on their needs, milk or affection. The mother raccoon also communicates extensively with her young through grumbles and purrs. As they get older, the raccoon kits become less vocal, and when they leave their mother to live independently, usually in the fall or winter, they only use sounds to find and communicate with their own kind. Common raccoons mature quite early, at around 4 to 5 months of age. The only places where you will rarely find a raccoon's home are in pine forests, as well as places with little water. Additionally, this animal does not like to live in regions with harsh winters. In the spring and early summer, raccoons prefer to look for animal-based food. To forage, they often climb down from trees, move slowly, stop frequently, and search for something to eat on the ground. Raccoons react very quickly to small creatures. After making a few leaps and catching their prey, the raccoon grabs the victim and devours it, sometimes purring while it eats. During droughts, when their main food sources like frogs and crabs become scarce, raccoons do not shy away from hunting small rodents and beetles. They may even catch and eat snakes, steal bird eggs, eat nestlings, and break into human chicken coops. In the water, a raccoon's hunting is somewhat different because it is very difficult for them to see or smell prey in the dark. So the hunting method might be as follows. The raccoon lowers its paws into the water and moves them along the bottom, feeling not only the riverbed, but also pieces of driftwood. Thanks to their extremely sensitive digits, they can detect prey and quickly snatch it, washing it at the same time. The common raccoon is especially meticulous about this. They not only wash their prey, but also accurately determine its condition. In the water, their digits are much more sensitive, which helps the raccoon determine if the prey is still edible. For example, if a raccoon catches a crab, after pulling it out of the water, it will smash the crab against a rock and then dip it back in the water to see if the victim is still alive. Raccoons are also excellent climbers and can hang from tree branches without much effort. What's special is that their hind feet can rotate nearly 180 degrees. Raccoons are one of the few mammals that can climb down from heights head first. They are healthy animals, rarely get sick, and under favourable conditions, they can live from 12 to 20 years. Thanks to their excellent night vision, raccoons move confidently, even in complete darkness. Despite their friendly nature, raccoons prefer a solitary life, except during winter when they hibernate, and a few individuals might share a shelter. In late summer and early fall, raccoons prefer a plant-based diet, mainly consisting of berries, fruits, nuts, and acorns. With a lifestyle close to human settlements, they frequently visit orchards, vegetable gardens, and fields. If the fruit and berry harvest is poor that year, they will not hesitate to eat grains. In their search for tasty food, raccoons may even rummage through trash cans, because to them, humans are foolish for throwing away so much good food. A question many people often wonder: why do raccoons wash their food? There are several reasons for this behaviour. Raccoons often wash their food in water before eating, especially if it's a small animal. Because raccoons are omnivores, they need to be sure their victim is completely dead. For example, upon catching a rodent, a raccoon will take the carcass to the water and begin to dunk it to check if the prey is ready to be eaten. Submerged in water, the prey cannot play dead forever. This may be the reason raccoons wash their food. Additionally, raccoons often find food on riverbanks and lake shores where the prey is often covered in sand and mud. To separate the food from these unwanted things, the raccoon will wash it clean. What a clean animal! For raccoons that live in trees, they do not do this as often. So, what would you face if you kept a common raccoon at home? By nature, raccoons are very gentle and friendly, active, curious, clever, and have a fairly high level of intelligence. They can learn and remember how to solve a specific problem for up to 3 years. However, you should remember that raccoons are nocturnal. Even if it is born in captivity, its natural instincts will prevail. Therefore, don't be surprised when you wake up in the morning to find your house a mess and the raccoon sleeping soundly in the middle of the chaos. In North America, there are many cases of wild raccoons breaking into houses, rummaging through kitchen cabinets and climbing into bed with the homeowners or their children. You can easily imagine people's reaction when they wake up in the morning to discover such an unexpected gift. Both wild and domesticated raccoons are fond of people, which is not surprising since we have a lot of food, a very good reason to win the affection of this intelligent animal. With their magic hands, they can easily open cages, bottle caps, cabinets, faucets, and even doors. Raccoons particularly enjoy turning on faucets. They are very intelligent and cunning animals, but they also hold a grudge. A raccoon's IQ is only slightly lower than a monkey's, which helps them solve simple problems. A raccoon will choose to flee from a fight, but will come back for revenge. Therefore, you might not sleep peacefully after bringing such a greedy creature with a mischievous personality into your home. So, would you want to have a common raccoon as a pet? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.